there, it's Kevin with Gathering Magic Comment match number 2 with the Quest for the Holy Relic. I think this is an okay hand. We're on the draw. 4 lands. We might have to check the land count. We were only running 20, but already having problems with either no lands or too many lands on opening hands. We'll keep it, but it is a very slow hand. If it's against another blue control deck, I don't think we're going to be able to get there. And surprise, surprise, we'll go against another Scalding Tarn. So we'll throw out, that's actually quite nice. We can throw out yeah, let's go a Hallowed Fountain in the middle of the Darksteel Citadel. The following turn. So now it's going to be a blue-red-white variant of the blue-red tempo deck. And here, is it Skyfisher? Is that better? Is it... I think Skyfisher is the exact same thing as bouncing a... Well, let's get the one that's harder. To bounce back. And now we can protect the Glint Hawk with a Quickling, but most likely get bolted on the Glint Hawk. We can protect it now with the Quickling, though. Another Glint Hawk. I think we will just throw out another Darksteel Citadel, just because we have another Glint Hawk coming up. Attack in. And I think we just pass. Not quite sure what we do here. Because we have a Path to Exile if he tries like Restoration Angel on the wall. But I don't think we Quickling here. I think that Sword will be nice later on. I think that we can safely just throw out an island. And that way we can leave up the path and attack in with the Glint Hawk. See, he most likely has a Restoration Angel in his hand. We can quickly path that. He goes down to a 13. I will pass the turn. And there's the Restoration Angel, which we will path. But that does allow him to draw. So this looks like it might just be Restoration Angel, Kiki-Jiki. Or just mid-range, where they use the wall. Could have a Geist in his deck. It's going to be another tough matchup. It is winnable, though. The blue-red controller tempo-based decks are going to be hard, just because we have to make the move. And maybe I'm just playing this not as efficiently as possible. Maybe I just let the blue-red decks make all the moves. And yeah, to establish a 2-2 and then protect. Maybe that's a better option. So I'll throw out a Mutavault, or I don't even need to now. I think a Faerie Conclave will be better. Let's try to attack in again. 1, 2. He can activate 1, 2, 3, 4. He can actually activate his Celestial Colonnade. But he's just going to let it go through. So I will just put out Faerie Conclave and pass the turn again. Because we just want to use that Quickling to get as much value as possible. And probably should have Quickling there, actually. Yeah, that was a mistake. We'll go get a Plains. So I can activate the Faerie Conclave and then Quickling it back. He has a Ghost Quarter for the Faerie Conclave now. And tons of ammo in his hand. So another Flooded Strand. So you can Ghost Quarter, can't destroy. I think we'll just throw out another Glint Hawk. See where it gets us. And at this point, Mutavault is fine. Gives us another thing we can activate. But the later this game goes on, I think it's the worse off for us. Restoration Angel. Alright, gets another card with the Wall. Wall is another card we can throw in this deck just to draw a card, or there is a few other blue cards that draw cards that we can put in this deck that just sort of cantrip. Not quite sure if we Quickling yet. I am going to Quickling. No, do I need to Quickling? Not quite sure if this is the right play. Because I do need to establish this sort of light and shadow. So we'll get the Glint Hawk back. Yeah, maybe that's a little bit pointless. And run out another Glint Hawk. Maybe just activate the Mutavault here. And Faerie Impostor. See if we can get some sort of aggression. I want to bait him out of... I think let's grab another Quickling here. Wanted to bait him out of using some mana, but it doesn't look like he's taking the bait. So I have to worry about Lightning Helixes in his deck too. But we have a Quickling now that can get back whatever he tries to target. I think I need to start using these only as protection. Tons of lands in our opponent's hand, or in his field. And he'll just pass the turn. I'm not going to use Quickling here. There's an Ornithopter. That's a lot easier for me to handle. It's going to be a long, grindy matchup. Throw out the Ornithopter. It's another one where Invisible Stalker and Geist of St. Traft do very well if we can get a sword equipped to them. But that's the biggest problem with this deck. So I think I'm gonna attempt for another Glint Hawk. And this time I can just start bouncing Ornithopters. And do I just wait for a quest now? Because we can get a quest with whatever we have. It's to the point. You gotta think he's got a Cryptic Command in his hand. or a bunch of other shenanigans. He's just going to wait this out, because the longer this game goes, the worse off an aggressive deck like our own. So I'm just going to hold this and try to get a quest. Because we could have played the Flooded Strand there. One more Ghost Quarter. And still, I'm not going to run anything out. We have to establish this Sword of Light and Shadow. If we can get that equipped, I think we're in great shape. Or if we can draw a quest for the Holy Relic. Another land for our opponent. He's still just going land, go, land, go. And I guess we'll keep doing the exact same. No point getting a Kor Skyfisher out. Gone through 20 of our cards without the quest. Opponent down to an 8 just from fetch lands. Look at that. 4 fetch lands. Still no lightning helixes. The good news is we can deal with a lightning helix. Surprised he still hasn't gone in with the Restoration Angels. It puts me in a weird spot if he would, but I don't know if he really knows what the deck is capable of. One more Quickling. So quest is pretty much... It will happen if I can... So it's going to go a Vendilion Clique, and that gets rid of my sword. %, sir, their Snapcaster Mages and Cryptic Commands in his hand. And it finds us a useless Flooded Strand. So at this point, I think he should just start attacking with the Restoration Angels. He still does not. So we will just continue to be as patient as possible. Path to Exile at least gives us something for his Celestial Colonnade. I'll just go ahead and sack this Flooded Strand. We'll get a Plains. Opponent goes down to a 7. Still no action. Vapor Snag's okay. Can Vapor Snag back a Celestial Colonnade or something similar. But at this point, a Ghost Quarter doesn't even have many targets to go get. The Ghost Quarter's a Mutavault or Faerie Conclave. We can always just bounce it back with our own Vapor Snag. He's going to Electrolyze, just targeting me. Yeah, he could even have enough burn left in his deck just to burn me out. There's a lot of Lightning Bolts still in the deck, a lot of Lightning Helixes. He's going to come in with the... I'll go with the Glint Hawk here, and we'll Quickling it back. See if we can bait out some counter spells. He's going to Cryptic. Counter draw. We'll attempt a path on the Restoration Angel. Which now we can safely attack in with all of our flyers. Especially tap some more mana here. And is this going to be a Keranos here? I don't think I Vapor Snag the Clique. Maybe I should have end a turn quickly in another one. I do believe that we activate everything here and swing in. Maybe not the Mutavault because it just gets bounced by the, or blocked by the wall. So he's going to activate, he's going to Lightning Helix. And we'll Quickling it. He Mana Leaks the Quickling. So that's going to gain him back. Nothing I can do as far as... I guess we could snag it, just so he doesn't gain the life. He does have Ghost Quarters, you can kill the Faerie Conclaves. He's going to Mana Leak my own Vapor Snag. And that does happen. Goes back up to a 10. Surprised he doesn't just Ghost Quarter off the Conclave. He does, okay. We can go get our last island. And that only nets us down. Yeah, not a lot of damage done. I still think we hold these up for the quest. Because if we draw a quest, we can still Snapcaster Mage on a Lightning Helix is probably what he's going to do. Or Electrolyze. Yeah, Electrolyze is smart. And at this point, you can start activating the Celestial Colonnades and attacking in. Or another wall. Got rid of 2 of the Restoration Angels. Still playing it safe, even with using every bit of his cards. So we've gone to... I think that we do Argentum Armor. We have to try to... How much do I need to get around a Mana Leak? So 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is fine now. Because we'll have the 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Argentum Armor. If he hits Cryptic, I don't know how. I'm going to... Now we can cast an Ornithopter and we can attempt to equip it. No, that's only... No, we can't. Okay. So I'm going to go Kor Skyfisher here, I guess. And does have a mana leak for the Kor Skyfisher. Okay, well. See if you can end it to do 15 damage in one turn. Because Argentum Armor is going to be pretty good. He's going to kill off the Celestial Colonnade. There's only one we can kill off now. And you gotta think he's got more Helix in his hand. He could have double Helixes in his hand still. Like an Anger of the Gods, another Restoration Angel. And even Argentum Armor is not going to do a terrible amount of... So you can put in a... He can Kiki-Jiki in for a Snapcaster to get back a Lightning Helix. And yeah, so now I don't even know if he cares. Maybe I should have made him use it. He's got a Path to Exile as well. So I wonder if Dryad Arbor would be a great card in the sideboard. I think we do need a, or not Dryad Arbor, excuse me, the one that exiles out of Ravnica, exiles instant sorceries. It can eat away their graveyard. I think we do want to put like one or two, since we don't use any. And unfortunately, we can't equip instant speed. You can come in with the Snapcaster Mage and go down to 13. Make him path off the Memnite. Elbrus is still a bad draw at this point. He's going to Kiki-Jiki the Snapcaster Mage. He still has a Cryptic he can bounce and draw rather than just a path. And this time we get the Cryptic. So you can bounce the Memnite. So return, he's going to return the Argentum Armor back. Which is enough. I can only add 5 mana in my mana pool. And he's draining me out of time. I need to start paying attention to the clock because this is one of those grindy matchups that... And he's got another Cryptic. Yeah, Restoration Angel. All right, there's nothing I can do. We'll go on to the next one. I'm not wasting more time. That is actually the combo. The Restoration combo. I think I bring in Invisible Stalker and we just try to go... He's running a lot of ways to bounce and whatnot. So we'll bring in the Fire and Ices... And the War and Pieces actually seem incredibly good here. All of the equipment, I think we need to go the Geist equipment route. The paths are great against Restoration Angel. And Clique and Mistbind Clique are all very good. I don't think I need Reality Acid. We could try it, or they even Rift Watcher, but the Spell Pierce is great. Dream Stalker's fine because it dodges a lot of his more the harder ones to dodge. But here's where it just gets messy if we want to bring in all of these cards. It's like Argentum Armor. I just don't think the quests are actually good in this particular matchup with paths. I want to just get an equipment on Kor Skyfisher's at least Electrolyze. I don't need like Faerie Impostors or even Memnites and Glint Hawks and things like that. I think Ornithopters are fine though over Memnites. We still have the Springleaf Drums that Glint Hawks can get back. Spellskites. It's just 5 cards we'd want. Quicklings are great here. Kor Skyfisher. I still like the Kor Skyfishers. I think the Glint Hawk's actually one of the weaker links. And maybe even just Memnite. We could try one of Quest in here. If we draw it, we draw it. In Reality Acid, we could still... I guess Reality Acid and Aven Riftwatcher can gain us a ton of life. I don't like it, though. I don't think it's going to get us there. But the Memnites and the Faerie Impostors, they all just get 2 for 1. We'll try this list. So maybe I do need to go back into more Geist and more Invisible Stalkers. I had them originally in here as a 4 and a 2 of. 4 Invisible Stalkers, 2 Geist. Because they're incredibly good against these particular matchups. So here is, we do have the Invisible Stalker times 2, but we do not have the lands. And here's the Geist, so I'm going to definitely keep this hand. And a Dream Stalker. We definitely want the Spellskite on top too. All those are wonderful. Start off with a Seachrome Coast. And you go to Celestial Colonnade. And we know we have a Spellskite coming up. So we'll throw out the Spellskite. But unfortunately we need to draw into another land. He does run Mana Leaks that did very well. And land would be beautiful because we can get a Kor Skyfish perfect. So I don't think that we do run the Geist out. I think what we do is we run out the Kor Skyfisher. If he tries a Mana Leak, we Spell Pierce it. We'll throw back a Mutavault at this point, and then just pass the turn. So this at least gives us some aggression. Maybe I should have just pumped out the Geist, but we're going to try to look for an opportune time for Geist, and if we can slam Geist. Geist isn't very good against Restoration Angel, though, is the only problem. And I still think we Spell Pierce this. You have a Spell Pierce his own, but that allows us to Geist. And since he's putting that into play tapped, we really can. I guess we could have just... Why didn't I just redirect that? Oh, well. Forget to even have a Spellskite out. But the Spell Pierce happens. And we get a Geist. And now the Skyfisher can start doing his damage. We have a path up for his Kiki-Jiki combo. He's a ways away from Kiki-Jiki. He has Restoration mana up, though. We have 2 paths now, so that's going to be beautiful versus Restoration Angel. He can go Cryptic. This might just be enough aggression. So there's Restoration Angel, which will get pathed. Goes down to a 9. We have another path up. We actually have a Mutavault path next turn. Cryptic could be a great draw. The tap draw. It'll give him some... At least it's a few turns to try and catch up. But I think here we just activate the Mutavault and attack in. This will force out the Ghost Quarter. She's cryptic and draws. And don't know if we Dream Stalker. I think we do. We'll just return to Plains. Gives us another thing he's got to deal with. But I mean, he can start doing the cryptic command lock. So I'm really wishing I would have used that Spell Pierce. That was... He could have actually paid for the cryptic there. But we could have easily redirected the Spellskite, but he might have another Lightning Bolt for the Spellskite. And then I guess at that point, that's where we used the Spell Pierce. But the Lightning Helix does not kill the Kor Skyfisher. It does gain him some life, though. He does have the Celestial Colonnade that can actually block the Angel token. He's going to Electrolyze and probably Bolt the Spellskite. Okay, that happens. But now he's in kind of a predicament. He can Ghost Quarter off the Mutavault. He can still Snapcaster Bolt off the Kor Skyfisher and block the Geist. Don't actually have a Faerie to champion with the Mistbind Clique. I still think the right play is to activate the Mutavault. And attack in. See if he has the Snapcaster. Well, Snapcaster you can't have now. Goes down to a 2. And he should be in a rough position at a 2. We have to play our next game very quickly. The wall is okay. Gives him a card. He could have another cryptic command. Nope. Okay, so win this one. We'll go back on the sideboard. What actually does work the best? Ensoul Artifact still dies to cryptic and bounce. Aven Riftwatcher is kind of cool just to gain a ton of life. I like it in here. I think we do need more Invisible Stalkers. I'm not 100% sold on the Ensoul Artifact. Ensouling Artifact on the Darksteel Citadel does seem nice. We might have to go up more of the count of the Darksteel Citadels. And with our land count, we're a little bit awkward. So this deck I think will get a lot more consistent with more fine-tuning. I still don't think the Quest for the Holy Relic is the right play. It can cheat in a sword, though. Cheating in an Argentum Armor seems really, really, really powerful. If we can get it to actually hit on a creature. He's got so many bolts, so much electrolyte. That's why the Spellskites might be another 3 of in the sideboard. Not quite sure if we want the Reality Acid. It's good to put on. I mean, the combo happens. If we can get Reality Acid to happen and then we can bounce back with the Quicklings and the Kor Skyfishers. All right, let's submit this. This is an awkward hand. I think we keep it because it's got the Spellskite, though. So maybe Ornithopters and Memnites I should have still cut for more Glint Hawks. We also have the Invisible Stalker, which makes this a lot better. There's a Quickling. So is it just Memnite we'll cast? And a Mutavault is fine. We'll keep the Ornithopter back just in case we have the quest. And I'm not even quite sure Ornithopter is a necessity. As a 4 of, we could actually go just do a 2 of. I think that's plenty with the Springleaf Drums. Now, he could easily bolt off the Memnite. He's got electrolyzes and things like that, though. We need to use the Quicklings wisely. And Invisible Stalker will be really good if we can get it to hit. So if he just goes wall here, okay, just a bolt on the Memnite. So we're still just going to go Invisible Stalker over Spellskite. And there's a Reality Acid. That's going to be fun later on if we can get it to hit. You can actually lock out sources quite easily with the Reality Acid. Here's the Stalker. So at least can ping him down per turn. Path to Exile is no good. We'll attack in with the Invisible Stalker. Not sure if we're gonna be aggressive enough with this hand. We'll just Ornithopter and keep the Quickling up. There's the wall. So this will allow us to Quickling. And a turn. He's used a bolt. Dream Stalker's nice. Get in with both the Quickling and the Invisible Stalker. And I think we keep the Vapor Snag up. We'll Spellskite. And I still think we put the Ornithopter out. So now Spellskite can protect the Quickling. He does have the Restoration Angel, so we won't be attacking into the Restoration Angel. We do hit the third land. So I'm just going to go in with the... Actually, I will go in with the Quickling. Yeah, if he wants to resto here, I think that's okay. Now he's down to an 11. Kind of forces out the same. We keep our Quickling. Flooded Strand's going to cost him a life. She's keeping up that resto. Another Mutavault. Not too happy about all the Mutavaults. We're just going to get in with their Invisible Stalker at this point. He could Cryptic here. Take him down to 10 with the Invisible Stalker. And I think I will try for the Reality Acid on the Steam Vents. I mean, he could Ghost Quarter's own Steam Vents. He's going to resto here. We could actually, if he were to Ghost Quarter Zone Steam Vents, we could throw the Reality Acid on our... No, we wouldn't want to change it. He's going to go get another red source, another Steam Vent. So I do have to worry about Cryptic mana. Another Tarn for his third. He could actually just Kiki-Jiki win here. And unfortunately... Oh, no, he can't. Yes, he can, because I can't Spellskite the Kiki-Jiki. So do I just lose here? This means he probably has another Lightning Bolt in his hand. But it's going to take two cards to get rid of the Spellskite. Or an Electrolyze. Is it Staticaster? Which does kill the Spellskite. Staticaster doesn't do the greatest versus the deck. So maybe I should just let that happen on the Spellskite. This basically means that I'm going to get the Dream Stalker to hit here, though. So we need another way to bounce back. I'm going to let this happen. Why did he do that, though? He can't... I can attack into the Quickling now. I don't know if that's the right play. Hate to see another Darksteel Citadel. At least it's something we can activate the Mutavaults with. So, well, doesn't really matter at this point because we still have to Dream Stalker. And now he's got to sacrifice the Steam Vents. We will... Yeah, no point into actually activating the Mutavaults. We can just block. Needed more blue sources. He'll go down to an 8 here. Should have plenty more cards left in his hand. Maybe I should have put that on the plains. The Reality Acid. Attacking with the Restoration Angel again. I think I still let it go through. He has like cryptic commands. He could actually just aggro out. He's going to go with a bolt here. And bolt down a Quickling. A Lightning Helix. Which gains him the life back again. And there's a Celestial Colonnade. And blockers. We can Reality Acid on the Celestial Colonnade. And attacking with the Invisible Stalker. Get him down to a 10. But we need more blue sources. It's very disappointing that the Darksteel Citadels and the blue sources. Down to 3 minutes. Have to play this quicker. Hasn't gone through a lot of cards in his hand either. At this point, I think I need to block with the Ornithopter. And he's got another Restoration Angel. This gets back another Snapcaster and allows him to bolt off. Bolt me, at least. So I need to draw a white source to path something off. Close games, though. We do have the white source. Awesome. And this allows us to it does not. The Quickling does not. Yeah, that actually, with the Dream Stalker without the other blue source, maybe I should have got a... No, I shouldn't have got a Hallowed Fountain there. So could never get a equipment, one of our swords equipped to an Invisible Stalker. Geist would have been pretty good in this matchup. Well, not the greatest. The cool thing about our deck with Quickling and Geist, we can always bounce back our Geist. I do think the deck wants more Vapor Snags main board than possibly Path to Exiles. I think it might be all Vapor Snags, because that can still help with the Reality Acid. And maybe we should go back over and look at that version rather than a quest. But the helixes were a bit to overcome. The drawing into 2 Darksteel Citadels instead of another blue source has been rough with the Reality Acid. And we're just going to end up getting ground out here. I think he can actually just activate his Colonnade and swing in for lethal. And there's not anything. I can block. All right, is there any way on the backswing we can get this? All right, so we're going to definitely path off of Restoration Angel. We're going to card like a Boomerang for the Reality Acid. That would not be bad here. So we need Quickling now on a Dream Stalker. He's going to Helix me. Send back a Dream Stalker. Block the Colonnade. Go down to a 2. We kill the Colonnade, but we still have to find a flyer. And it doesn't quite do it. We can see kind of the Reality Acid lock. Here. I mean, all he has to do is attack into the resto. Probably has like another Bolt or Lightning Helix. He's only gone through 1 Bolt and 1 Lightning Helix. And we don't even have the blocker for the Restoration Angel, which is unfortunate. Anyway, this has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.